guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm acrylic artist Joni Young. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and tap that bell so you get notified every time I post a new video. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to paint this piece here. We're going to be using a lot of fun colors today. This is very therapeutic and satisfying. I'm sure you guys will get inspired. Leave a comment below if you did and give this video a like. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started, you guys. I'm going to show you some of the colors that we're going to be using today. Now keep in mind, you can still create this painting if you have different tones or different variations of these colors I'm using today. I will be using neon paints. If you don't have these, don't worry about it. Just use the next brightest colors that you have. You can use the brightest yellow, bright red, bright pink, whatever colors basically speak to you. I want you to choose those ones because you want to be happy while you're creating, and the first thing in making that happen is by picking colors that you love. So all your favorite colors. Okay, so I'm going to show you one right now that we've got. We've got this one here. This is Lucas Studio Neon Yellow or Fluorescent Yellow. I've got Liquitex Basics. This one is Fluorescent Red. This one's Neon Magenta. And then I've got Fluorescent Magenta. But you can see the difference, right? This one's a little bit more warm, and this one's a little bit more bluey pink. Turquoise. What else have we got here? Ultramarine blue, Phthalo blue. Now I do have another painting that I wanted to share. This one here, this was really fun to paint, and I'm going to be doing another tutorial for something similar. I'm going to be doing kind of a part 2 to this one. So yeah, stay tuned for this one, you guys, and maybe if I'm able to, I'll add a link below somewhere up here, or in the description below this video, as well as all the colors and brushes we're using today. So if you want to paint along with me, let's get started. Okay guys, so I just want to go over the canvas that we're using today. This is white primed, and you can use regular white acrylic paint or you can use gesso. Either one works fine. This is a 12 by 14 canvas. It's stretched, and I've got a couple of brushes that I'm going to be using for the sky. So we've got a fan brush. You can use any size you want. This one's a number 12, and then I've got this soft one. So this one is 2-inch Creative Mark brand, but anything you want to use for yours will work. I've even got these ones. I might use this one too. It's one of my chalk brushes. These are really fun to use. So yeah, I just don't want you guys to ever get stuck thinking that you can't create these paintings or these brush strokes unless you have these exact paint brushes. Don't let that hold you back from learning how to paint and getting inspired today, okay you guys? So let's get started. So I'm going to go over some of the colors that we're using today. Here we have neon yellow, turquoise, titanium white, neon red, that neon magenta, and some phthalo blue. And then of course later on we're going to be using some black for the silhouette trees. So here I'm going to be taking, and my brush isn't wet, I'm going to be taking a lot of this yellow. Now I accidentally just pulled into the white. That's okay. We're going to need some of that too. So I'm going to really load my brush up here, and I'm going to start by holding my brush on an angle. I want my cloud to be going in this direction, the clouds and the sky. So it gives it a really dramatic feel when you do this. So I'm going to grab a little bit of water, and I'm going to just wiggle my brush. See, watch how it's on an angle like this, kind of flat, and I'm just wiggling. And then I'm going to go, when I come right down here on an angle, and then I'm going to pull straight across and wiggle it down low. I'm going to continue doing this. Having all of this yellow here will allow me to go over top of some of the patches of yellow with different colors, like the neon red and the neon pink, and that's going to be really pretty. We're going to get so many different colors. Okay, so we're ready for the next color. Okay, so the next color we're going to use, sorry for the glare, is the neon red. Okay, so I'm going to grab a little bit of this and I'm going to start doing little scoops like this. Get my brush a little bit wet. See, this is why the fan brush is so awesome to use, because you get this really, really neat, all these neat patterns. So it curves down, lower down here, and then as we get up here, we'll do smaller scoops. Right away I'm going to pick up some white and that neon magenta. I'm going to start adding some of that. And I'm going to do a little triangle in here for the mountain. I'm going to take more of that pink or magenta and just very loosely paint that in. Putting my brush up again. We'll continue, just continue along, pulling up. Okay, so see how we have it coming down and around like this in a nice dramatic curve? Washing my brush off completely. And I've got these, like how it's kind of splitting apart like that. I'm going to let it do that. I'm going to take more of my red and my pink, just kind of dipping in like that. So I have those three colors on there. And again, just pull and create more of those little patterns and scoops. I'm going to take some yellow. I don't have to wash my brush off right now because I want to mix the pink, the red, and the yellow together. I'm going to go across, kind of just dust back and forth like this. I'm going to take more of my yellow, little bit of water. Just gently pull in like that. I'm going to switch over to a different brush, my soft brush that I've got here. I'm going to get it a little bit wet. And I'm going to take some white with some turquoise and a little bit of phthalo blue. And I got a little bit of pink on there, that's okay. Okay, tap those colors together. I'm going to come right from the top here, and I'm going to very lightly pull and scoop. A little bit more water. Turquoise, phthalo again. White. I'm going to come right down low here. And just continue with these pretty scoops. It's really a lot of fun to add all these colors together. I think you guys are going to really enjoy this one. So I'm going to layer a few colors down here, and I've got lots of paint left in my brush and I don't want to waste it, so I may as well use it right here and just very lightly go over that one. And I'm actually going to switch over to a large blending brush. So I've got this big one here, It's a 3-inch and it's a round chalk brush. What I want to do is pull and make these colors blend in a little bit more to one another. Before I come in with the next layers. Okay, so this gives it just a little bit more of a blurry, blended, soft look. It's very subtle. Okay, now I'm going to go to my Filbert brush, and I'm not sure what number this is, but it's a medium size Filbert. One color that I forgot to add is this one here. I love it, my light blue violet. You can see just how pretty this looks, how complementary it is to all these other pastel colors we've got. Okay, so I'm going to take some of that, and I'm going to begin adding little scoops like this. I'm going to purposely go over part of the other colors, see what other pretty colors that we can make. It's especially nice when we go over top of the neon magenta or pink. A little bit like that. Down here at the base. Right here where those trees are going to start. Now what I want to do, I'm going to get bolder with my color. I'm going to take that neon pink and I'm going to barely touch the canvas. Go partially over that blue. And create some brighter, bolder colors in here. What I want to do is pick up both colors, the neon red and the neon pink, and I'm going to bring that right in here. Try not to hesitate too much, you guys. Just try to enjoy yourself and go for it. It's just a canvas that you can paint over if you're not happy with, you know. Just try to have fun while you're painting. I think that people forget about that when they're learning how to paint. It's really 50% skill and 50% is the mood that you're in, and you have to be positive and open to taking chances. So as I'm doing this, I forgot to tell you I was scooping up yellow, and it's with my pink and my red. And I'm really layering over quite thick amounts here. And I'm going to go back to my large blending brush. And I'm going to start pulling up, and then across. Okay, a little bit more of the blending there. Now I just want to take straight neon yellow, and I want to add a lot of it right in here. I'm going to take quite a bit, like this, and I'm going to add it, I'm going to layer over. Okay, see how I'm layering over the blue here? That beautiful light blue violet in combination with this neon yellow filter is going to get you a bright, beautiful, almost like a neon turquoise color. Keep in mind that when you're working with acrylics, they will dry a little bit darker. So if you want to keep your paint nice and bright like this, or as close as you can to this color or these colors, a great way to do that is by adding gesso underneath. So that's what gesso really does. It creates a protective barrier on your canvas that keeps the paint on top, and it prevents it from soaking in and dulling too much. I should actually do a video on that in the future, on how to use gesso and why. If you guys are interested in that, leave a comment below. I'm going to go over, just taking yellow and really being bold with it right now. I want to add quite a bit. This is what I mean when you go over top of some of those other colors, you can create some really pretty pastel tones in different shades. I find it quite satisfying. I love it. Color just makes me happy. Okay, so let me just get this little area right here. I picked up a little bit of pink there, so I'm gonna use that right here. That looks pretty. Sneak a little bit right in there. I'm gonna go to another fan brush now. This is a number 2. It's a smaller one. I'm gonna get it a little bit wet. I'm gonna go back to white and blue violet. I'm not gonna blend overly. It kind of has like a marbled look. Now I'm gonna add it right next to my bright reds and pinks. So I'm gonna add some scoops up in here. I guess I'm gonna add some of this, a little bit of it everywhere, because it does look nice with all of these colors. Little scoops in here. And if your paint's not blending easily, then you can get just a little bit of water on your brush. I like to take a little bit extra white and create some softer tones. It's so pretty to use a little fan brush like this and create all those neat patterns. A little bit more of my blue there. I had too much white. Okay, so I haven't really used my turquoise that much yet, so I'm going to pull in to my turquoise with a little bit of white. I kind of want to tap it like this so the bristles spread apart like that. And then I'm going to come in by my yellow and my blue, start to add little scoops. I'm going to rinse my brush off and go back for a little bit more white. I'm going to add some right in here. And maybe a little bit down in here. Back to white. I'm going to let the bristles separate again like that. And I know that this is going to dry a little bit darker. So I want to have some more of a pastel shade in here. Remember, you want to do little scoops when we get up in this corner here, and then they're longer and more dramatic here. Okay, so I think I'm finished with my sky. I'm going to start working on the bottom now. I want to add some more neon pink and just a little bit of that blue violet. And I'm going to take a bit of turquoise and bring that right above. Just a little bit more of that Just want it to be a little bit darker right up here. Just a little bit more of that turquoise. There. Take a nice big scoop of my neon yellow, and I'm going to go over this down here. Nice, bright, warm yellow. Then I'm going to take neon red. I'm going to go right down here. I want this color, more of this neon red right behind my trees. So just a little bit like that. And then right down here on the bottom left. Just pull that across slightly. Tiny bit of neon pink with white. I know I said I was going to work on the trees and then I'm right back to this. Sorry guys, I just noticed in the original one it looks really pretty because there's this bit of pastel bubblegum pinky color. Okay, now the trees. Get my Mars Black. This is Liquitex Basics. I'm going to use my Filbert brush, and I think I'll use a fan brush too, and I'll show you guys 2 ways with 2 brushes how to paint trees, okay? That way you can decide what look that you like. And I'm going to just first of all take a little bit of black with my Filbert. Now my Filbert's a little bit damp. Whoops. Accidentally pulled in a little bit to that blue. That's all right. We just want to do a little line right here, not completely across. So we're just gonna stop right about here, and then we're gonna bring it over from this side right to the base of our little mountain here, okay? Make it a little bit thicker. Now I am going to pick up some of my phthalo blue and some neon yellow. Phthalo blue and neon yellow. See the pretty color that you'll make? And we're going to add a very thin layer right in here for some shadow. And then across here, I'm going to actually take a little bit of water. So I thin it out a little bit more. So my brush is washed and dried off. Pull back and forth very lightly. Same thing on this side. Okay, so we'll leave it like that. I'm going to load my brush up, push, load into that black, and I'm going to begin one tree. So I'll go pull and sweep up. I'll do a few of those. Pull and sweep up, just for a little tree trunk here and there. Okay, so some of them can be, you want them to be different heights. You don't want them to all be the same. Now, I'm going to start tapping. So you want to just have some little branches on the top. And then some of your trees don't even have to come down. The branches don't have to come down necessarily all the way to the bottom. And then you're going to use less pressure for the smaller ones. So we'll do a few like this, and then I'll do 1 or 2 with a fan brush. Well, these are looking really nice. I'd actually just like to continue using this, but I made a promise to you guys that I was going to show you how to use the little fan brush. So I don't want it to be split apart like this, so I'm going to go in like this. go right into that paint and wiggle, slide my brush quickly together like that, and then you'll get that shape back. Okay, and then I just kind of push the paint on the tip of the brush to load it. Okay, so I'm just going to do this tree trunk again, make it a little bit darker. It's looking a little see-through. So for these ones at the top, I'm just going to, so I'll just be using the very tip, right here. And I'm going to tap, 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 and load my brush up again. Push. Just push and tap, push and tap. Keep going, and you can make your tree a little bit darker on the top if you're not happy with how it started out. Mine was a little bit messy. So you can see here, guys, just look like two different trees. I think the Filbert was easier to use, but I'm going to just go over the base here, making this a little bit darker now. And I'll do another, maybe I'll do this big one here. And then I'm going to go back to my Filbert. So just the corner again for those smaller branches. Then I'm going to load my brush up again, push and tap. Okay. And back to my Filbert. Over that tree trunk a little bit more. So the Filbert makes the branches look a little bit more like they're hanging over. Now that is a great kind of looking tree for winter paintings, because you get that heavy snow on those branches and it really makes them hang over like that because they're weighed down and heavy by all that snow. Growing up in the Rockies of Canada, oh, the trees, I don't know how they don't break. Some of them do, I guess. The branches will break because, of course, we get a ton of snow there. So the winters have been quite different living here on the island. So we moved here about 3 years ago, and we were told we were going to get, here on the coast, that we were just going to get nothing but rain all winter long. So I was expecting that, but surprisingly, we do get some rain, but I mean, there's days in January where we just have our t-shirts on, and I know it's hard to believe, but it is beautiful outside. So I'm hoping we have another winter like that. It's September 2nd here today, 2020. I don't know when you guys are watching this video. Anyway, so here you guys. So this is all done. Now I could continue to add more color. I said it's all done, but I'm just gonna do, I'm classic for doing that. You guys know I'm always gonna say that I'm all done, and then I'm gonna do one more thing, one or two more things. So I'm gonna take a little bit more red, and I'm just gonna, right in here, sneak a little bit more right in there. And I think, you know what, I am going to leave it just like that. So I had so much fun showing you guys how to paint this today. I hope that you enjoyed watching this, and you'll give this video a big like. Please subscribe to my channel. It helps put my videos out there in the algorithm so that more of you all around the world can paint along with me and get inspired as well. So please don't forget to hit that subscribe. It means so much. Thank you to all my patrons, and I want to wish you guys a wonderful day. I'll see you next time very soon in another video. Bye for now.